up 17-7 in control of the game. And now it's A&M. We're talking about year one for a roster that got a little bit picked over. But, I mean, this is an unbelievable story none of us had coming into the season.
No, and I was down there for the Missouri game when we were talking to Elko as the game right before the game, and he made the decision then to go with Wegman. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Reed came in for the Florida game about 6, 7 weeks ago. I mean, those are great decisions. I mean, we love to talk about Sark and Ewers and Manning and all these things that we probably don't know much about. But he looked at it and he said, I've got to make a change. And it was one of the great moves of the year. And it probably saved their season because, you lose that game and then
Right.
you're on the cut line. But we have a game at the end of the year, which we've always talked about as being a great matchup just because of the intensity. But now it may be for everything with Texas at Texas A&M on the final Saturday. But yeah, that was to me the story of yesterday. I was in Tuscaloosa, so I'm a little bit drunk with Bama. I don't. I mean, the first thing we do is bid adieu to Missouri. I mean, Matt, in the two biggest games this year against A&M and Alabama, they've been outscored, I believe, 75-10. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just frightening how poorly that team has played under the bright lights.
Well, and really, you look at it, and we were going into the season arguing in terms of skill position. Missouri with Brady Cook, Theo Weiss, Luther Burden the third, the transfer running backs, Carroll and Nate Noel. You're like, oh wow, Missouri's loaded. They're the team in the SEC no one's talking about, along with Ole Miss, that could make the playoff. And I mean, I know Brady Cook was out yesterday, but that was ineptitude. That was you couldn't get Burden the ball, you couldn't get Theo Weiss the ball, and it leaves you wondering what. I mean, Drinkwitz wouldn't get a better opportunity than this anytime soon with the guys that he had coming back, plus the schedule that was in front of him.
Oh,
And now the Missouri situation is like, okay, if not now, when's this thing going to progress? Because these guys are gone, and it just leaves you like, how did it happen that way?
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of debate whether it's Texas or Missouri that got the candy cane schedule, but Missouri's toughest non-conference game was Boston College and then UMass. So I mean, it was absurd, and they really got away with it, not having to play Texas or Georgia or programs like that, and they made the least out of it in Alabama. And as you watch the game, I mean, Alabama was hard to watch in the first half
Yep.
against a really good team. They may have been on the ropes, but they were able to impose their will. And what they got out of that game more than anything else is just some confidence into the bye week as they get ready for yet another playoff eliminator. We saw one yesterday with Missouri, and the LSU Alabama game it may not be the marquee game of 2 weeks from now because there's another game that's more important in terms of drama, but
Yep.
it's the first real playoff eliminator game we've had.